Ayatollahs have declared fatwas. These fatwas are really the basis for legitimizing sleeper cell activities, lone wolf attacks on Americans, because what they've called for is the revenge against taking the life of Ayatollah Khomeini. And in doing so, they've unleashed these peoples and groups to do that. In fact, they said it's the duty of every Muslim, and we know we have a lot of Muslim allies, and Iran's been attacking a number of Muslim countries, and their citizenry probably would not comply with a Shia cleric declaration of a fatwa. However, there are a lot of Shias around the world who would take this to heart, or Shia sympathizers. So this is something that you're going to have to be on the watch for, because we've already had a lone wolf attack here in the United States in Austin, and there may be more to come. We have warnings from the FBI of sleeper cell activities and others, and I'm going to show you that stuff in a minute. So the sleeper cells may start waking up now. Let's hope and pray that doesn't happen. But this is something we've got to take to heart. And there's some other developments in the war in Iran. And recently, it looks like we've lost an American aircraft over Kuwait, possibly by friendly fire. But the sources I've seen show that the pilot ejected and survived, injured, but it did not say even what the aircraft was. So that's really strange. All right, that's just odd. That's why I laugh. Okay, the whole loss of an aircraft is not funny, very expensive, but it just strikes me odd. So let me do an update here so I can see the chat room. We've been talking about sleeper cells on this channel since the inception of this channel. Over 7 years ago, pushing on 8 now. I've been talking about that for a long time because I had those warnings. I had the inside intel from high sources that told me that the sleeper cells were here. And that is something we'll have to worry about with our power grid. So you better get ready. Let's hope these things don't come to pass. But why are we preppers? Because we want to get ready for these things, because we need and know that we have to be able to watch our six. Why is this thing not updating? Here we go. I go to click on the screen and the whole screen jumps. Pardon me, guys. I'm just trying to pull up the chat room. All righty, guys. So here we go. I'm going to go straight into the news articles. I don't have as many tonight. We're going to talk about some of these things. But let's do a share screen. I got to take it over there to the right place first. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. And here we are, I think. So this is it. What is it? Screen don't want to move them. 2 senior Iranian clerics issue fatwas urging revenge over Khomeini's death. Now, this article don't tell everything that I've heard about this, because what I've actually heard is that they're calling for attacks on Americans. This article does not say that, but I've seen that from other sources. They're specifically calling for attacks on Americans, wherever we are. And they're not just talking military people. It doesn't matter. Even if you sympathize with them, it doesn't matter. They're wanting attacks on Americans. Point blank. Attacks on Americans. So this is what you need to be aware of. This is what you need to be prepared for. Hey, Colonel Cole, thank you for checking in. Zinjamin, yes, family here. So I'm trying to give a good family warning here. New days. New days, we said a prayer for you last night. Anyway, so hope you're feeling better. New days has pneumonia. All right, I'm going to try to focus on the articles, and then get through the news fast for our coffee club drinkers in the morning. People getting ready for it. Then we're going to go into some chat. All right, so that's how we do it here on Green Graves of these late lives. This is really serious. Now, see, this hasn't happened in this venue before. Sleeper cells have the job to blend in with society. They have, sleeper cell members have the job to look ordinary, not to draw your suspicion. Might be that nice, sweet person sitting next to you in a bus or, maybe even one in your church. Although I seriously doubt is she a Muslim be going to a Christian church, but who knows? When you're trying to be deep undercover, you never know. The more offhand, but so they would be trying to blend in with society, point blank, until they get called upon. Then the next question is, are they truly a religious Islamicist, a radical, or not? This is when they have to choose. And a lot of them are. They've got these strong held beliefs. I've talked to some that believe like that. I know it. Um, so they're here in this country. We've let, they were here before the open borders of Biden, and Biden let what over 10 million people in this country unvetted. That was my whole issue with it. Just the fact that they weren't being vetted. And as I mentioned to you guys before, back in 2014, when the IEEE report came out saying that our nation's power grid can be taken down by taking out nine certain rural critical substations, and this report suddenly rushed to the head of the Iranian Republican Guard. He kind of dismissed it. He said, that brought it to him like it was good news. Look what we can do. He said, I've already got 20 of them targeted with sleeper cells. Well, let's hope they change their tactic. But guys, so if sleep, it's just like this lone wolf guy from Austin. What are they going to be going after? Now, the lone wolves probably don't have the good sense to go after and the training to go after substations, but they're going to be looking for crowds, just like with that bar, just like at that bar in Austin. They're going to be looking for gatherings, crowds. They're going to be looking for so like you're in a shopping center, church. They might really like to attack churches. A bar, well, a bar is, them considered a place of sin, so I could see them doubling down on attacking a place like, but anywhere crowds are gathered, events. Just think about it. Think about it. And they could do like this guy, just walk up and go bang, bang, bang. He didn't last but a minute. It was very fortunate there was law enforcement nearby. So people, my friends, family here, you need to know to stay both situationally aware and armed. Now, if you got something against carrying a piece of metal that goes bang, bang, what I call a nug, I'll flip the word around for you detectives among you, for you decoders. um, if you got something against carrying one, if you just can't do it, how about mace, pepper spray, a hammer? I love hammers. Well, I still keep a hammer close at hand too. Why? They're great. They got built-in silencers. They got an infinite magazine and they're full auto. So I love a hammer. Just ask my boy Thor. Anyway, but in all seriousness, you've got to be situationally aware at all times when you're out in public. Don't get in a public place sitting with strangers amongst you and get on that phone and your attention goes zoop and the whole world doesn't exist around you, except for the rest of that world that's around you that decides, oh, look at this person. I don't like them. How many times has somebody been attacked on a bus or subway when they were all in that phone? Don't go there in a public place. It's not safe anymore. But you got to watch out for your friends and your families. You've got another reason to pack some heat or other means of self-defense is to defend your family, your friends, maybe your neighbors. You need to start talking to them. What happens if the grid goes down when your kid's in school and you can't even talk to them? You better have some prearranged notions of what you're going to do. I mean, we're not talking to MP here, we're talking tax on substations. Your vehicle will still run as long as it's got gas. And talking about gas, the Strait of Hormuz is closed. I think the futures are already showing it going up 7%. How much higher will it go? Will we have gas lines like we did in, I think it was 1974 when we had that big Iranian, excuse me, the big oil embargo from the OPEC nations? And suddenly gas, there's a lot of places you couldn't get it, and times you couldn't get it, and there was long lines to the stations that had it. I still remember those long gas lines. And that's what really killed the giant, enormous land yacht cars we all loved so dearly in America. That's when suddenly people didn't want them anymore. Suddenly gas prices went up, gas availabilities went down, and it really changed the automobile industry. The demand curve shifted. But hey, I still love those big old land yachts. I've been driving used cars for years, and uh, I don't have anything younger than 20 years old. I don't buy new stuff. To me, it's just uh, throwing money away. So, and Lord knows I've been too good at that without having to buy new cars. So, here's the thing. Seriously, be prepared. Buy extra gas. You got some empty gas cans? You might want to fill them up Monday. Because pretty soon those price increases are going to catch up to the pump. It's amazing how this sometimes that's like instantaneously. How's it that they hadn't bought, they paid for what they got at a different price, but as soon as it increases, your pump price goes up. You ever notice that? How's that happen? But anyway, it does. It happens. It goes up fast. So be prepared for that. If gas shortages occur, you could have shortages in delivery of other goods and services. So you might want to stock up on certain key groceries or things you use on a day-to-day basis. So just keep these in mind. All right, so let's continue on through these articles here, and then I'll talk some more advice like that. Uh, you think it's the F-15? Yeah, I haven't heard of what it was, what the aircraft was. The article I saw did not tell that story. So, because it was when that article came out a few minutes ago, and I pulled it up, it was breaking news. They didn't have all the data, and we're in a fog of war. So we're going to talk through the sleeper cell stuff, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the war itself. So there's the fatwas. Of course, this individual who fired in the Austin area on the members coming out of this nightclub or bar is a bar. Two lost their lives, and like 14 were injured. Three of which are still critical that may lose their lives. So he was wearing "Property of Allah" t-shirt, and his underwear was like an Iranian flag. So weird. He's Senegalese. He's from Senegal. So isn't that strange? So he wasn't from Iran, but he definitely sympathized with him. There he is right there. "Property of Allah," carrying that big nug. And it's too bad there weren't other people. And it's Texas. You'd think other people would be armed in Texas. Texas is starting to turn kind of blue on us. I have to watch Texas. So, in any event, so his name is, how do you pronounce ND? Is the N silent? Diaga Dianage. I don't have a clue how to say that. I have no clue. 53. Well, he was a naturalized citizen. He got naturalized in like 2016. No, 2013. But then he applied for, and it said he applied for, that's weird. He naturalized in 2013, but he applied for refugee status or something like that. What do you call it? Uh, uh, Shoot, I'm getting brain lock here. In 2016, which makes no sense. Not refugee. What's the other word for that? You know what I'm talking about. It's late, but I haven't got much sleep lately. But this is he'd been arrested multiple times, constant run-ins with the law. How did he get naturalized as a citizen when you got all kind of issues with the law? Maybe they kind of look the other way when it's certain kinds of people. That's what I really wonder about. Why did this guy get citizenship when he was having a lot of run-ins with the law? He was already a problem person. You should never give citizenship to a problem individual. And now we see he became a big problem. A really big problem right there. There he is in the last minutes of his life because once he opened fire, there was a cop nearby. Too bad there weren't other citizens. They were just lucky there was a cop by. There'd been a lot more people mowed down by this guy. This is why you got to have this one, Dad. And look what happened to the Iranian protesters. This is why I believe in the right to arm bearers. Anyway, another article about him. Yeah, said he had a Koran. There's also claims that he had there's something about his vehicle they thought was linked to terrorism. So they think that he had the FBI thinks he had terrorist links. I don't know. He certainly acted as a terrorist person. So it maybe he wasn't a lone wolf. The FBI is investigating that, but it has the appearance of a lone wolf attack. He was definitely by himself when he made the attack. And lone wolf people may be what we're seeing predominantly. So we'll just have to watch out. Let's hope we don't see any more of that, but it's already happened. Amnesty. Asylum, that's it. Asylum. That's the word I was looking for. Twisted ponies. Thank you. Asylum. I get brain locked sometimes. Anyway, all righty. I'm getting up there in the years, folks. U.S. on high alert for Homeland attacks by Iran. So this is from FBI and the Department of Homeland Security, both warning us about this. Federal counterterrorism agencies are on high alert for a potential retaliatory attack on U.S. soil after U.S. and Israeli forces launched strikes on Iran and took out Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Well, they said we're on watch out for an attack. It might be plural. Thank you, Jason Smith, for calling for the thumbs up. I definitely need those. So, yeah. So Iran has already, responded throughout the region. It sounds like they've already hit like 15 nations. It was 5, but I think the number's gone way up. They're even hitting countries that were their allies. They're just shooting at everybody outside of their country. And in doing so, they hit uh, a British air base. Britain was holding back. Remember, Britain was telling us we couldn't use their bases. They were trying to limit what we could do. So they hit. They must have hit the French too somewhere somehow because both France and Great Britain, the United Kingdom, are entering this war now. They have and now the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer has released his restraint against Trump against using Diego Garcia. It's like, okay, Trump, you can use whatever now because Iran bit them. Iran's biting everybody right now. But it could be because they don't have good centralized control. It could be, yeah, gold and silver is up. Gold and silver is up. And boy, tomorrow it may go up some more. I would expect that. Now, I can't forecast it, but I would expect it. And so you can go to defythegrid.com for that. Oh, I didn't pull up any of my normal links. I'll do that in a little bit. So I've been running behind today. I've not accomplished a half of what I needed to do today or this weekend. Anyway, so this war's distracted me from, I got things I have to do. And some of the things I have to do didn't happen. But anyway, I'm trying to bring you guys the news because this is important too. You need to know what we're up against. So as we know, they're firing at everybody, these retaliatory attacks. And their president, Mahmoud Pesk, we thought this guy was missing. I guess he's still alive. They declared a VP president. All right, let's switch. Are we going to be able to switch? Let me get froze up. There we are. What the heck? All right, now, so and now that we're hearing this from an Israeli general, former Israeli general. Iran will be waking up sleeper cell agents across the West. Iranian, so that's what he's claiming. This is Brigadier General Yossi Cooperwasser. Cooperwasser. That's a funny name. I can kind of sort of pronounce it. You'll see Cooperwasser. Cooperwasser. He said it dormant pro-regime forces could carry, he said could carry out terror attacks to destabilize the U.S. and its supporters. Now, see, just walking into a market and banging up a few people is not going to destabilize the country. Taking down our power grid would absolutely bring us to our knees. The problem is it's too easy to do it. I mean, like really easy to do it. I know how to do it. You give me just a handful of people, I could take down the country. I won't do it because I'm been actively involved in trying to stop this mess. Power companies aren't paying attention. It may be too late. I mean, think about it. Thank you for sharing that, New Days. Go back, link. Think about it, guys. If you can have a handful of people with cheap weaponry, you don't even need weaponry, you can have tools. Just some tools, side grinder. Yeah, a side grinder and uh, maybe a half-inch drive impact drive tool, kind of like the impact drive drill. You could do it with that. You really could. Just a couple people per substation. And you hit one substation, roll in, roll out. Go the next one, roll in, roll out. Go the next one, roll in, roll. It won't. It will fry when the transformer oil leaks out. So it's not going to happen while you're there. You'll be away from it when it happens. You'll be gone. Cut through the fence, do your damage, come out. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but I just got too close to it. But it shouldn't take much imagination. I'm sure they already know this. Yeah. Of course, they tried it with AKs at the uh, substation in the Metcalf substation near San Jose back in 2013. So you can do it that way too. You can use drones and wires. There's so many ways. I can think of a few other ways I'm not even going to talk about here. Take out the grid. It's not funny. It's easy. It's cheap. It's fast. It's efficient. And you can destroy a multi-trillion-dollar economy and the strongest nation on earth because it is our soft underbelly that we refuse to do anything about, in spite of the fact that people like me have been yelling about it for years. It's a shame and a disgrace. And most people don't understand the gravity of what it is and how, when you got something so easy to do that could do so much damage, don't you think somebody with two brain cells would be tempted to do it? You don't know how to, I can tell you how to figure out which is the biggest. It's easy. With you can figure out which power substations are the most critical with just Google Earth. It's too easy. It's way too easy. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like this. Not at all. But it is. This is why you need to be ready. Let's hope and pray it doesn't happen. That's all. Let's hope that all the guys who are on sleeper cells are stupid and playing Rambo instead of taking out our power grid. But don't count on that because they all know it. The Iranians are not stupid people. Let's just hope that their sleeper cell agents are. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I used to be thankful all the time bank robbers were stupid. They always get caught up. But you know what? You know who gets away with crime? White collar criminals. The ones working on the internet, they get away with it. They can do all kind of damage and get away with it. It's a shame. But anyway, all that aside, uh, yeah. So I'm just trying to wake you guys up to what we're dealing with, the gravity of it. And let's just hope that this doesn't come to pass. I believe in the power of prayer. So when you go to bed tonight, you better be saying some prayers. When two or more people pray on the same thing, it carries extra power. That's in the Bible. And I believe that too. So anyway, this is a guy here that's warning us. So we've had FBI warn us. We had him warn us. We got a lot of other people. But I warned you about this long before they even scratched their head on the topic. And here's another. Iran sleeper cells poised and ready to be activated inside the U.S. Ex-FBI. So we got ex-General Israel, ex-FBI. We got current FBI. We got all these people warning us of what we darn well ought to know. It's really amazing. Some people don't know this or realize the gravity of it. Even some people in the prepper community. They think, well, you got to take down hundreds and hundreds of substations. Well, they could do that too. They could do that too. Just how many sleeper cell agents have we got in this country? I assume thousands. But just take 100 of them and divide them up into three-man teams and send them across the country, hitting one after another. How many substations could they take out in a day, 2 days, 3 days? Of course, some teams will start getting caught, but they keep going. And, if they got in a firefight with local officials, they wouldn't care. That's what they're there for. They'd be more prepared for it than some cop that just happens up on them, or two or three cops. They're probably carrying full auto weapons with silencers, good flash suppressors against some pocket, side pistols. Takes a while to pull a SWAT team together, and they'll be out of town. They'll be gone before the SWAT team comes there. So, guys, I'm warning you guys. This could be very serious. Municipal water supplies. Mm-hmm. So, if their goal is what the IDF guy said, to do substantial damage in the United States, to bring us to our knees. What did he say here again? La, 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 la. What was his exact words? To destabilize the U.S. You can put people in a frenzy of fear by going in crowded places, sporting events, movie theaters. But to really destabilize the country, you'd be going after key infrastructure. Oh, yeah, he talked about cyber attacks too. So we could have cyber attacks. Okay, is my screen freezing on me? Yes, it is. I'm going to have to do stop share and come back in. I don't know why it does that. All right. Probably an artifact of Zoom. Zoom really is, I don't know, I'm watching other channels can do all kind of stuff while they're doing live streams and that I can't do with this Zoom. So it kind of aggravates me. And I do pay, this is a paid for Zoom, but it's limited in what I can do. I watch people pop up things while they're talking live. I can't do that with this stupid app. But anyway, am I still frozen? Usually when I do that, I'm not frozen. Wow. Do it again. I'll go change that page. Oh, heck, it's still frozen. What the heck? I never had to do this before. I've never had that happen. My whole browser is frozen. What's going on here? Oh, now it's unfreezing. Is my memory maxed out? Look at my memory. No, memory's not maxed out. What the heck's it freezing for? It's just a blank screen now. Now I got something. Oh my gosh. Now I blew over, skipped way over. Okay. There we go. Now she's operating. What is that all about? Memory wasn't maxed out. I don't know what's going on here. That was in the browser that time. Jeez. Maybe my internet was glitching. Let's come back to it. All right. Now, see, some of this has happened in other countries. This is in Pakistan, in Karachi, Pakistan. Locals were trying to attack a U.S. consulate, and they got into a firefight with local law enforcement. 110 people lost their lives. They said it was a fierce firefight. Well, the local Pakistani law enforcement stopped them, but not without some cost. So this is probably the biggest event so far. Anybody remember when we had an embassy and uh, two embassies blown up in Africa, one in Kenya and the other in Tanzania, which some people call Tanzania. Remember that? Think about that, guys. We had two embassies totally blown up several years ago, back, it's been over 20 years ago, like in the late 90s, I guess, maybe early 2000s, because I was still married to my last wife, who was from Kenya, and she had a sister that walked in front of that embassy in Kenya every day, twice a day. She was a lawyer, and she worked for a law firm in there in uh, Kenya, where that embassy was, in Nairobi, capital city. And we were worried about her because that embassy was blown up and people were lost their lives, and a lot of them were badly imaged. We were worried that we got a hold of her. So yeah, that's hit close to home. 98, that might be, Jason. Might have been 98. Oh, yeah, because my daughter was just a baby. 98 should have been a year old, my youngest. But anyway, yeah, it was pretty horrific. But, big things happened. You remember the Beirut embassy event? I mean, the Beirut barracks event? I mean, big things can happen. But that doesn't destabilize a nation. I mean, to destabilize a nation, you got to do something really off the charts. Taking down the power grid could do it. I mean, it could destroy us if that happened. Absolutely destroy our nation. We could lose 9 out of 10 people in a matter of months. That's grave, extremely grave. Because if these transformers are taken out in such a way they're fried, you don't replace them. Not for years and years and years. By then, the damage is already done. Why? Because like the EMP task force discovered when they did their work, well over a decade ago, decade and a half ago, almost 2 decades ago now, they figured that we would lose 9 out of 10 Americans in less than a year due to societal collapse, starvation, and disease. And they weren't even accounting for the effects on our spent fuel rods pools at the nuclear power plants. So now and they also thought all the farmers were growing their own food. They made a lot of mistakes that made them make that number better than what it should have been. It might be more like only 1 in 20 make it. That's why you got to be prepped. Of course, now we got more preppers than we had back then. You need to be a prepper. You need to be prepared. Seriously. He's a group in the country that will survive the best, the Mormons. Because having 1 year's food supplies is part of their religion. And a lot of them strive for 10 years. So there you have it. And I do live in a community that's got a lot of Mormons in it. So there's a lot of just homesteaders out here that are preppers. So this area will fare pretty well, I would think, in that regard. Now you go south to Phoenix, no, too many people, but they're not going to make it up here. Now here is the new acting Ayatollah, the new acting supreme leader of Iran. The guy who just made himself a target. So why did he take the job? What the heck? I was trying to stop it. Oh my gosh. Let's hit the refresh button so we can pull this article back up. Ayatollah Arizala Afria, how do you say that? Arafi, Ayatollah Arafi, senior cleric. Well, now he is the interim provisional supreme leader. So, but taking that job, he must have been desirous of meeting 42 virgins or goats. 72, I guess. 72 goats. I don't know. Why would he take that job? Somebody had to, I guess. But he is the new supreme leader. He looks pretty serious. Yeah, he might be a man of anger. And whether he would be or not, he would be now, I suppose. because a lot of his colleagues got terminated, and he's probably next up. Oh my gosh, come on, quit popping all this junk up on me. Now, here's what I've been worried about right here all along. I've been warning you guys, been warning you. Tippy has a lot of Mormons. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yes, we got a temple in Snowflake. There's a Mormon temple in Snowflake. There's a lot of Mormons around here. Not everybody's a Mormon. There's a lot of them. If you came here 40 years ago, it might have been all Mormons. I don't know. But I don't think so. There's an old Catholic church here in town. And there's Baptist churches and Seventh-day Adventists and a little bit of everything. The Church of Christ. I see all kind of churches around here. There's quite a few. So, Denny, how y'all likes my talking of goats? Yeah, maybe they misinterpreted. Might be they get 72 goats. I don't know. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. Anyway, so better be careful what I say on here. I might get banned. So, U.S. troops in Iran racing the clock before running out of ammo. I'm not talking about kibbles you feed your nug. They're talking about the big stuff, the interceptors. So what the whole game is, they need to take out the launchers, missile launchers, and as many missiles as they can before we run out of interceptors. Now, this said that Iran has about 100, they got thousands and thousands of missiles, but they've only got about 100 missile launchers. So I'm sure these missile launchers are high priority, but they're still launching a lot of missiles from Iran. A lot of missiles are going in the air. And as we go on, they use better and better missiles. Thank you, Jason, for calling for the thumbs up again. So when we went into this, it's rumored that Dan Raisin Kane, General Dan, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said that we had about 2 weeks supply worth in a conflict like this. It's also been said we only have about 2 weeks supply to take on China. And they told us that before we played whack-a-mole with the Houthis. Now, what do we really have? Well, the actual numbers are classified. Now, you can go on to Wikipedia and see how many claims we've got, and you can calculate the rates of production. That kind of stuff is typically listed in open source literature. And then you can look at how many we've used along the way. You can ask your AI to come up with it, and they'll come up with numbers. That doesn't sound good, but that don't make those numbers right. There's a lot of YouTubers come out and say, well, we got this one, got that one, got that. The actual numbers are classified. You're not going to get the actual numbers. You can get close, though. Well, we've gave away a lot of equipment. We've used a lot of equipment. Yeah, Mormons still go to church. True. The churches here are active. They're active. So, hey, I got no problem with being in a community like that because I know, those people aren't going to be coming to look to eat me as soon as people would be in other communities where they weren't prepared. I know my grizzly old skin isn't going to be the yummiest thing to put in the skillet. So if they got some other stuff, they'll go for that first. Anyway, so, hey, I got no problem living in a Mormon community as long as they don't mess with me, try to convert me. So anyway, so much for all that. U.S. troops in Iran, like I said, they're racing here according to this, and it talks about here. Part of the problem is playing whack-a-mole the Houthis. I don't say it in that way, but that's something cited in this article, which I've been talking about for a long time before I heard it in any news articles. Wall Street reported Sunday that the U.S. is racing to destroy Iran's ballistic and nuclear missile facilities before they run out of interceptors to defend from Iranian retaliatory strikes. Now, the fact that Iran's firing these retaliatory strikes means we've got something started up here that we may not be able to get out of. Mathematically impossible to find the silver to build those tomahawks. Uh-oh. Arnold Smith, you may be onto something. Silver's gone up in price a lot and gone down in supply. So, there's some real physical constraints as to how fast we can build all this stuff. If China makes her move on Taiwan real fast, we might not be getting the chips we need to make this stuff. And China's also shut down a lot of the rare earth minerals we need for a lot of our defense capabilities. So, guys, when we outsource so much of our production, we really messed ourselves up bad, really bad. Now, if you look at it, Tesla Tower can take out hypersonics. Yeah, but you're going to set up a Tesla Tower right there on the edge of Iran. So, I don't know. So, there you are. Our weapon systems have to be portable, mobile, and be able to move lickety split up. Most of our missile launchers are go in the back of trucks or ships or an aircraft, or interceptors all on truck mounted or ship mounted, not aircraft. But we do fire missiles from aircraft; those are different. So, although actually, no, we could do intercepts. I talked about there are certain missiles we can do intercepts in under certain conditions. I talked about that in the video where I was talking about taking out all of the how we can conventionally take out everything in Russia and China. Of course, that means we got enough missiles to do it, which we don't. So apparently we don't. Yeah, one of the key challenges is that you can deplete these really quickly, according to Kelly Greco, a senior fellow at the Stimson Center. So we're using them faster than we can replace them. They're also talking about these sea-launched Tomahawks here. It's not just interceptor missiles. So there you go. I don't know, guys. But this comes to us from Raw Story. This is a news source that tends to be very highly biased. So you got to really question some things from Raw Story. But they're taking it from, they're taking it, though. It's not their own story from the Wall Street Journal, which might be a little bit more reputable. So, um, now this is a big claim. I don't know. I think history would judge this. Trump's attack on Iran is the biggest moment in world history since 9/11, according to this article. Now, do y'all buy that? I don't know yet. Maybe if it means China falls because they can't get their oil, or maybe it means that China attacks now because we're otherwise distracted. So it could go either way. We could be full on World War III and lickety split, or maybe it prevents it. Maybe it takes the gas out of World War III. Which way would it fall? Depends on how successful we are and how quick we're successful and how China is going to react to that. And are they ready to react? There's a lot of variables here that we don't know the absolute state of those variables. We've got a lot of people out there telling you, oh, it's this, it's that, and this and that's going to happen. Well, they're blowing smoke because there's too many variables and too many unknowns to us that don't have access to classified information. Now, we can postulate and pontificate and maybe get close to it, but we don't, in fact, know. We don't know exactly how Xi Jinping is going to react. Anybody predicting how Trump's going to react, well, God bless you if you can do that. So, or any of these world leaders. So you just got to really watch it. So is it the biggest attack since 9/11? What this says is it's bigger than even the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Was that happened in 2022? So is it bigger than the Russian invasion of Ukraine? It's kind of hard for me to, considering the entire continent of Europe feels at risk for World War III and Russia's nuclear power. Is this thing stuck? Yeah, it's stuck. If I hit the stop button again, yep. What is going on? What is going on? What in Sam Hill? Anyway, just curious with regards to sleeper cells, how many food plants and meat processing plants were destroyed in the past 2 to 3 years? A lot. What do you think was behind it? Uh, that is a really good question. Some people think that it's the elite trying to limit our access to food, our independence. Something else to think about. How many of those processing plants like Smithfield Foods belongs to China? And we were forgetting the word China. They're going to poison, their sleeper cell agents will poison our municipal water supplies. The FBI has already said that. So what makes you think they won't do something to your food? How many of these plants have sleep, just it belongs to other companies. Maybe they belong to American company, but how many of them have employees who may be silent members of sleeper cells? Maybe their whole job is just on a certain appointed day, you walk up and you pour some stuff in the food mix when nobody's looking. How will you know? You see what I'm talking about? You need to have your own, you need to grow your own food, people. You need to grow your own food. I am serious. We'll beat Solid Green. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe that movie was a documentary instead of science fiction. Of course, that movie was set to have taken place in 2022. Solid Green was set for the year 2022. Wow. Fortunately, we got past that year. We think. We think. But what are we getting? This plastics and stuff. So let's come in here and do a share screen again. I got that thing to move. Oil prices rise sharply after attacks on Middle East disrupted. Yeah, it's after the Strait of Hormuz was shut down basically. We had an oil tanker hit too, guys, and was burning. I don't think it sunk, but yeah. So these oil tankers, look, they're very expensive, and their insurance probably got pulled when Iran announced that they were closing the Strait of Hormuz, and they closed it not by physically closing like we thought they would, by saying, "Hey, you try to cross this, we're going to sink. We're going to fire on you. We're going to sink you." So, and no ships, none of those operators, those expensive ships, weren't going out without insurance, and so, and neither would they want to take their expensive assets and try to run it through a shooting gallery. It's just not happening. Although apparently a couple have tried it and got shot at. Mary Bailey's. I have been wondering about all these recalls and salmonella and such. Yeah, I reported on one of those with blueberries last night, I believe it was. Blueberries in 4 states. It's like Michigan, Washington, Oregon. Now, how do you get on one side of the country and then the states right in the middle of the country? But it's in one of the states. It was, yeah, you better watch last night's video. Blueberries got listeria in them if they're in certain 4 states. One of them's Michigan, one of them's Washington, one of them's Oregon. What was the other state? Watch my video from last night. It's covered it right at the end of the video. I try to give you guys warnings about such things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Trump claimed he got 48 in one shot. What was it? Oh, yeah, oil prices. We know that now they said it went up 7% already. Here's 6%, but yeah, it's expected to probably go a lot higher because 20% of the world's oil travels through the Strait of Hormuz. So it'll probably go higher than just 20%. It could double or triple maybe in short-term overreaction, but at most it shouldn't go up. It's not really sustainable to that high rate for a long term. It shouldn't be anyway, but it will go up. It could go up sharply too for a while. But once this is all over, if things can turn to normal and if oil fields don't get shot to pieces from this war, then, things will come back down. So, anyway, I'm not going to report this article. I just kind of hit it. Netanyahu is claiming he's going to intensify attacks, and like it's just getting started. We haven't even wound up good yet. We're going to make it a lot worse. So, Iran targets Iraqi airport. It's crazy. Believe it or not, Iraq is a Iran sympathizing state, the Shia. It's run by Shias mostly. But Iraq got attacked by Iran, and the U.S. forces in Iran got attacked by Iraq got attacked by Iran, but also the airport's not U.S. forces. Also, the United States attacked places in Iraq, so Iraq is kind of catching it both ways. We got the big green zone there. Like I said, some of them tried to breach the green zone in Iraq yesterday. The green zone is a former palace site of Saddam Hussein. It's the biggest embassy in the world. So we spent a lot of money on putting that embassy in for some strange reason. Make W. Bush happy. Good morning, Greg and people. Hey, Chewy, how you doing? We got New Days in the house, and she's got pneumonia, so I hope she's feeling better. Former Iranian president was also taken out. I used to call him Mahmoud. Mahmoud is the way you said it. I'ma did a nut job. I'ma did a nut job. I'ma did a Jod is his name. I always call him I'ma did a nut job because this guy was one of the strict adherents, believers in this 12th Amman, man crawling out of the cave, and we need to wipe Israel out so that we can get the 12th Amman to come out of the cave kind of guys. And a lot of them there are this way. And he is also, I think he had a background in engineering. I think he really knew nuclear stuff, I believe, if I recall right. But he was taken out in this strike. He was really big on the nuclear enrichment centrifuges, and he is no more. Now we go here to X. We're going to look at a couple things. Look at this, guys. This is the our air base, the Ali Al Salam Air Base in Kuwait. Look at all the black smoke rising from it here. So when this picture blow up, I should blow it up. There it is. Look at that. Smoke is rising high too. You know, a lot of times the smoke plume will reach a certain level and blow over. This thing's going real high. It's from a satellite photograph. Who we have some coffee, guys. Already on tea for breathing. There you go. I've already had a. Yeah, thank you for the on tea, man. I got something to keep me awake right now. Hooey. People used to smoke more than think smoke to make your lungs better. Yeah, they did. Smoke more than. Now this explosion, I really got to wonder about. It's conventional explosion. A nuclear explosion would have been up in the clouds, way up in the cloud deck already. So that looks huge. You can see the missile where the missile came in from above. It looks like a lightning strike. Man, that's one big explosion. Makes me really wonder if this is like an AI picture or something. We've seen large conventional explosions before. That thing is huge. Colorado Jan, how you doing? Good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Hmm. Israel striking the military and nuclear sites facilities in Iran. That's what that's supposed to be. Oops, I can't show that because that's a little too violent. YouTube won't like that. You gotta be careful when you're scrolling that. You'll come across something that'll get you in big trouble. So let's do a search. Wait a minute, let's come over here and see what we see. Yeah, I'm not going to show too much on there. I won't get in too much trouble. Protest crowds. Says, look at them fleeing like cockroaches. What is this? Iran's missiles rain down on their heads. Oh, this is in Israel. Yeah, they're not as. Here's an interesting video. He dropped some flares as he took off. You see that? He's dropping flares. That was for show. That was purely for show. Man out kind of configuration. UAE on war footing after intercepting 346 attacks from Iran, and the Emirates closed their embassy in Tehran, saying we reserve the right to respond. You know what? My aircraft article is that I either went past it or here it is. Here it is. American warplane crashes in Kuwait. This dramatic video captures horrifying final seconds. There it is going down. Oh, here it says F-15. I guess they reordered this article. I didn't see that in there earlier. When I was updating stuff. It's an F-15. Pilot ejected, was recovered, and been taken care of by locals. Well, this is still playing sound, but I ain't playing sound here. So let's do this. Let's do a search here. We had a Iran war. Let's update that. I found this and the last two by accident. You didn't get any notifications, Jan? Wow, no wonder we hadn't seen you. Oh, good Lord. I'm glad you're in the house. All right, let's not want to update what's going on. I'm gonna change the search. A different search. See if it'll run any faster. I don't know. Uh, I don't know what it's about. Fires and thick plumes of smoke rise after Iranian attacks on U.S. bases in Kuwait. I think we saw this last night. I know we saw that last night. Oh, well, heck with that. Let's go look at weather and earthquakes. All right, something's wrong with my internet. Stuff just isn't updating right. There we go. Well, we got two earthquakes right here in the middle of the country. In Nebraska, we had that last night. Let's zoom out and then we'll come back in. All right, we got a big one over here. We had one yesterday right here, about the same spot. Huh. Volcano Islands. Boy, now we expect earthquake in the Volcano Islands. A couple in Japan. This is probably the Japanese islands off Taiwan. Yep. Kamchatka's got a bunch of earthquakes. South America, Chile, 5.1. Yeah. Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Oh my God, I'm getting sleepy, guys. Caffeine's not enough tonight. Nebraska. What's going on over here? Tonopah, Nevada. We saw that place active recently. Well, what's driving that? Are they doing some nuke test? That's where we used to, Nevada used to be the side we did a lot of that. Hey, what's wrong with the Puerto Ricans? They're not right here. That's Puerto Rico. They're not dancing tonight. No earthquakes. Maybe it's Sunday night. They all went to church and they're all tired now. Hmm. Enough of that. Look at space weather. Yeah, one big old sunspot up there. It's not ginormous though. 4378. It's not a pair, so I don't expect it to be doing anything. You got a little pair over here in 4381. Small pair close together, so I don't expect anything out of that one either. You need like a pair of them to really cause a good solar flare to put a lot of ions in a flux and then release them for a CME. All right, asteroids. We're in March now. All right, we got one on the 14th of April coming by, but that's the same one we noticed before. Nothing new, nothing between us and the sun. Excuse me, between us and the moon. Boy, it's late. I'm saying all kind of crazy stuff. I should tuck myself into bed, right? I gotta do a few things before I do that. So I'm trying to drink some coffee. So let's pull up a couple things and have a look at them. I was asking about gold earlier. Oh yeah, gold is up, silver is up. Let's go and look at this. Ding, 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 ding. Looks like gold is running according to this site 54.11. Silver's 95.88 per troy ounce. So, guy, if you like the gold backs, come here to flythegrid.com. If you use discount code GreenGregs, you can buy these. You can put them in your wallet. That's the one thousandth a troy ounce. This one is. That's a hundred one thousandths, which and this one is a half of a 1,000. So you can buy them in different denominations. So you can barter with them, trade with them. This year is flying by already. It is, Denny. And this year has been crazy, like a roller coaster. All the events taking place this year. It has been off the charts, and it's not slowing down. It's accelerating. 2026 is, yeah, every week's like every week's a year. 2026 is nuts. So, wow, we just got started. I mean, if I'd have done, I didn't do a forecast video. I usually do a forecast video for the year. I'm glad I didn't. This year's been so off the charts. Holy smoke. It has been crazy year. But yeah, use discount code Green Grapes. You can buy silver rounds, go all kind of stuff. But what I really want you to check out is where I think you can help yourself the most is get away from supporting the people that are trying to fund our liberties being taken away. These 12 companies here control over 550 brands, and the controlling interest in these companies are held by corporations like BlackRock. Larry Fink controls that, and he's also now the chairman of that Economic Forum of the World. Mm-hmm. So go figure. These guys want to tell you that uh, you will have no privacy. You'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. Yeah, right. Why will you own nothing? It's not because it's a society where everybody shares everything communally. No, their plan is you're going to rent it. You got to remember these elites are the ones who come up with you don't buy software anymore. You lease it. They're trying to make it where you don't have hard drives. That's one of the new big goals is make you lease the memory. Like all those online drives. Yeah, you pay for it. Yeah, kind of like a subscription. Like you're an antivirus software now, everything else is a subscription. It's no longer something you own. Well, your underwear will be a subscription under them. You will own nothing. When they say nothing, they literally mean it, not even your underwear. So imagine a world like that. Mm, it's just too weird. Just too weird for me. Missouri man, hello from the Philippines. Well, hello down in the Philippines, Mr. Missouri man. So if you want to get away from that, and look, I've already covered the toxicity in our products that we're getting from these companies here. So if you want to get away from that, go to a family-owned manufacturer with comparable prices for organic and clean products, chemical-free. They're non-toxic. It's plant-based stuff. This stuff is made in the United States supporting American families. So come up here and go to switchwithgreg.com. Switchwithgreg.com. When you fill this out, hit submit, it comes to me. And I share it with one person who's helping me contact you guys. And it's going to go no further than that. Your data will not be sold because I'm not doing that. So there you are. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to say, let me stop the share. Bing, bing. All righty, guys. Oh, man, I'm better hit this coffee again. Uh-oh, done did it. Last drop. I drank Pot of coffee today. There was a time I would drink 2 pots in a day. Never give up. I'm from Missouri. Oh, you're from Missouri too, Colorado, Jen? Well, I'm trying to show you here. Show me, right? I'm trying to show stuff here. All right, let's go to the chat room on this computer. If I haven't knocked it out, there it is. I'll read what's in front of me, so what's beside me over here. So I can actually type in with capital letters and stuff on this computer a lot better. All right, let's see what folks are saying. Zen Jammin was first in the house tonight, as he usually is. His family here, guys, exactly. Author Carol, good to see you, Carol. John Cole, oh, classy. Southern Grits, hey, there's some good eating Southern Grits. Twisted Ponies. Yeah, you was right, Arthur, is F-15. More worries about the grid than anything else. Exactly. The other stuff, if it happens, will affect the people that it happens to, which would be a small subset of the population. If it hit the grid, if they really go big on it, it could affect everybody. I live off grid, but I still, I'm dependent on the grid indirectly because, you're not going to be going and buying gas if the gas don't pump. You're not going to be going to some store. You're not going to ATM. And hey, I guess Starlink would still work because the satellites are up there. They're all independent, unless China attacks them. Uh, but would I be able to talk to you? No, if your power is out, probably not, unless you're off grid and using Starlink too. Then I might could talk to you and do a broadcast that you would see. I don't even know if the servers that run, yeah, the servers that run YouTube would be down. The servers that run your bank accounts would be down. You'd have no money, no bank, no YouTube. Uh, Zoom might work, but because I don't know. Anything that's based resident in a server in the United States would be down. So there you go. Credit cards, everything. Maybe we should call up the White House to inquire about the $5,000 check. I haven't done my taxes in 3 years. I won't get one. Just like all those checks everybody got when the went around. I didn't get any of them because I was behind 3 years at that time. I called up later, but I was behind. Well, I wasn't in 2020 3 years behind. I was like a year behind. So I'm back to the same level now. Because of all this moving, I just couldn't, everything I was doing, I just haven't been able to do my taxes. When I do my taxes, I may not be able to do any YouTubing. I got to buckle down on it. So, yikes. Weon reported F-15. Okay. Yeah, Weon catches a lot of stuff. Pilgrim, how you doing? Yeah, New Days, we prayed for you last night. I hope it helped. Windows 11 is totally messed up. It is. That may be part of my problem. Yeah, I need to get Linus. It's just one more thing to learn. I bought things I never used because I didn't have time to learn how to use it. Like I got one of those little things you hold with a phone and you walk with it and it's supposed to take you out your walking things like Rex Bear uses them all the time. I bought one. I even bought a little drone one time. When I got into it, it's all this, do this, do this, do this. Boom. I ain't got time. I get 4 hours sleep a night. You know, when if something takes up a day of mine, it's a catastrophe to me. It's things that take up a lot of my time don't happen. And a lot of you guys send me videos to watch. You're like an hour, 2 hours. No, when you can't find but 4 hours of sleep, you're not going to be watching a 2 hour video. Then you only sleep 2 hours. Get it, guys? My life is intense. It's really intense. In fact, I probably get about 80 hours worth of video sent to me every day by people. Yeah, you got to see this, you got to see that. No, I can't do it. It's not physically possible, even if I didn't sleep at all. It's just not physically possible for me to look at. And, it's hard to get time just to answer messages and things like that. And if you start really chatting with me and think that, I got a lot of time for chatting, you're taking something else away from me, usually sleep or or something like that, or getting something real critical done. Seriously, guys, my time is nuts. It's intense. That's why these videos come in here so late. And it does take a lot of time to put all this stuff together. It does. It takes me, once I've read through all the articles, it takes me an hour. Tonight was more than an hour just to post them up and put them onto the browser and order them where I can show it to you. It takes me an hour to do that. When I get done with this video, I need to come up with a thumbnail. I need to put some text on it, do this, do that. I need to click monetization. I will not go to bed sometimes 2 hours after I finish the video because I got to still brush my teeth and do this, that, and the other. It's usually 2 hours after I finish this video when I go to bed. Seriously, guys, time is intense. And there are several things I really seriously had to do this weekend. It did not happen. So, uh, look, I've been live like 2 or 3 nights in a row here. So, yeah, this takes a lot of time. So I'm just letting you guys know. It's not, don't take it personal if you don't hear from me right off. It's just tough to get around everything. It's not personal at all because I love all you guys. You guys are, like Zen Jamma says, family. But it's just I got a lot cooking. Uh, Maybe we should call. Well, I already read that comment. All right, so let me scroll down through here. Marie, how you doing? Pilgrim. Oh yeah. Arnold, thank you. So yeah, we got up in the high 70s here today, believe it or not. Anyway, we'll do the egg guess in it because it's warm. Chickens lay more eggs. Don't mean it's a crazy number. No, we're still within the range of what they've been doing. Nothing outside the range, but they're getting generous. The SUVs will get cheaper again like they did under W. Bush. Hmm. Yeah, anything that gas guzzler might get cheap. Well, the gas will probably only be up for a limited amount of time. The question is, how long is this conflict going to go on? After it's resolved, hopefully the Strait of Hormuz will open up again. Motorhome. That might be true, Jason. Might be true. Hi, Miriam. Mary Bay. Was it Bailey? Yeah, yeah, that sport hoodie. Rodney's diabetic. Oh, didn't know that. Older desktop computers have an ounce of silver in them. Well, I got a couple of old ones, chassis around here. Means the silver is worth $100 if you can separate it out. How about that? So even these old beater laptops. Kim welcomes in. Oh yeah, I got to check my phone, see if anybody sent me any donations by the phone before we finish here, or to my website. I understand you're saying that a lot of things we should get more secure. Well, electrical power is our Achilles heel because we got like 14 critical subsystems in this country, like banking, the medical world, communications, water, fuel, every single swinging internet, every single cell phone, which is part of communications, every single swinging one of them requires electrical power to function. We've got totally reliant on electrical power. Power grid goes down, everything goes down. All those critical subsystems. That's why, and yet it's our weakest link. It is the weakest link. It's the one we've worked the least to secure. Our most critical system we worked the least to secure. And that's insane. It's just outright sanity to me. One day at a time. How are you doing? Yeah, Show me a substation that's guarded, Arthur. Show me a guarded substation. Now, I know Dynetics at one time was trying to develop a ground-aware radar. I mean, your idea you should be able to put things like that, or put uh, cameras. Show me a substation that even got cameras on it. Most of them don't. And if it did, who's watching it? Hey Eddie, how you doing, buddy? Hello, hello, soulheads. Your wife was in the house last night, Eddie. Gonna have to call IT. Anonymous mouse person. Look at that racket. My cat is upstairs. That sounded like it was outside though. And Russia and China will be feeding them weapons while the U.S. is 6,000 miles away. While according to Raytheon, it takes a year to make 55 to 90 tomahawks. Imagine the silver in that. Oh, yeah. It's part of why they're so expensive. Oh, yeah. Afghanistan and Pakistan are at war, full blown war. Uh, Pakistan attacked Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. So Lord knows where that's going. And the scary thing is that Pakistan had some jets over close to the Indian border, and they're raising tensions for the idea that they may expand to a conflict with India. Maybe some of you are watching WION. WION's probably covering this. It's an Indian news service. The I hadn't watched WION much lately, but guys, here's the thing: the Pakistanis are really blaming the Afghan attacks on India, so they could be at it again before you know it. Spunky's in the house. Spunky Sugar. I know how to make high amp earth battery using copper and aluminum sheets. That's good. Kim Blanchard. Tempe has a lot of Mormons. I bet it does. Yeah, China's been working on that, Classy. Oh, Jason used to be in Tempe. What I like about Tempe is that's the side of the movie Raising Arizona. Supposedly that was filmed in. They were supposed to be in or near Tempe, Arizona for part of that. That's a funny movie. That movie was hilarious. The Genemac 79 USA shouldn't have gave Zelensky all our equipment. What do we have that can shoot down hypersonic missiles that can change direction mid-flight? Patriots. Yeah, we've already shot several down with Patriot missiles and just about anything else. Really and truly, yeah, it's if they're changing directions, it makes them harder to hit. But if they're traveling hypersonic, they can't sense the world around them. So, how do they know how to aim? They might do some pre-programmed maneuvering. But yeah, a little bit the hypersonics is overblown. Russia claim, well, you can't hit our Kinzhal missile, you can't hit this, you can't hit that, and they've already been hit. They are harder to hit, yes. They come in quick. You got less margin to deal with them. Glendale, okay. Well, we call that down in the valley, which we lost an ammo factory in Tennessee. You think it was a government? So how did we lose it, Mary? Let's see. Anonymous mouse person. Didn't he remember the Venezuela stock market went up 100,000 points? Wow, that's crazy. Waverly, Tennessee, blown up, in my opinion, with sabotage. Ooh, I I'm way back in the notes. Army don't move or fight if they're not fed. That's true. You got to feed the troops. KP Heathen, how you doing? Ooh, what New Days just said. Lots of those meat processing plants are Muslim owned. Do you think they pack ham? Do Muslims pack pork? Hmm. Gotta wonder about that. Gotta wonder. Whoever did a nut job was involved in the 79 hostage crisis? Probably. Probably. Almost got sent to Iran over that. I told y'all guys the stories over that. That's right, Arnold Smith. Colorado Jan is a sweetheart. And I'll salute her because she does send me a check every month. So salute to Colorado for supporting the channel. Colorado Jan. Yeah, that's right. Silver takes out bacteria. We have blood moon in a couple nights. Yeah. Tomorrow night, I guess, because this is already technically the second, but we got another moon before the blood moon. No, we're in Nevada. I'm always late. Yeah, we're about wrapping up here. Nunu, how you doing? The way it's all dangerously inaccurate. So America's lasers on F-35s. Yeah, they're not packing a lot of power though. Beefing if they do. They've experimented with it. It's not a standard thing for them to carry. They've been experimenting with some of that. Beef and chicken plants. Pork would scare me thinking that was a way to get rid of, oh, yikes. Nowhere's in the house. Nowhere. Somebody named Nowhere. Oh, there it is. Nope. Where is it? There it is. Nowhere, Nevada. When I moved to Arizona, I thought about where the SHTF, where would I rather be, Alabama or Arizona? I moved from Scottsdale to Alabama. I'd rather have a Bama boy covering my six. Well, you got a Bama boy right here. Hey, my next door neighbor down the way, well, the one that lives out here regularly, he's like two properties over is a Marine. And between the Marine and I is a property that the guy's only at. He comes up, he's down in the valley. He comes up about once every 3 months. He plans to retire up here. And now that everything's getting crazy, he's talking about coming up here sooner. But he packs heat. He's well equipped and he knows how to use it all. So that's pretty typical out here. It is. People carry and pack around here. They certainly do. So, wow, let's check my phone, see if we got any donations tonight. Oh, not tonight. It's not showing my email. Anyway, Smokey over making racket. Have a little water. Rolly Herrera, how you doing? All right, we got to do the egg guess here. And that's a lot of Southern boy there. Well, you got a Southern boy here. Got a bunch of them in Alabama. That's true. Yeah, I don't know what you got tipping down the Phoenix area. Bunch of city slickers. Bunch of city slickers. All right, let's see here. Hang on. Don't guess yet. Heck yeah, we're strapped up here too. That's right. That's right. Hey, and some of the people in the chat room tonight live not far from me, and they're all strapped, like Eddie Bowie, Eddie Bowie, excuse me. So, all righty, folks, time to go. How many eggs we got? How many eggs I catch in my chicken? Or I catch? How many eggs I harvest in my chickens? Go, go. Yes, how many eggs we get tonight? Keep guessing. Keep guessing. Keep guessing. Keep guessing. No, not 13. Keep guessing. All righty, Chewy Weather got it. Chewy Weather got the guess tonight. Chewy Weather, yes, 7 eggs. 7 eggs. All right, the next guess. How many of the. All right, stop guessing. Stop guessing now. Hang on. Shut the numbers down. All right. Now, oh, I'm seeing numbers popping up still. And, no, I ain't starting the next guess yet. Don't be guessing anything else. Stop, stop, stop. There we go. Good morning. How you doing, Wendy? All right. Oh, I'm still seeing numbers. Yikes, guys. Stop guessing. Because I got another guess for y'all. All right. Now we got 7 eggs. How many of those eggs are Easter egger eggs? Go. Guess. How many Easter egger eggs I got tonight? All right. Keep guessing. Easter 3. No, keep guessing. Keep guessing. All righty. All righty. Debbie Roush got it. 2. Debbie's usually pretty good. She guessed it twice. She's pretty good at winning these. She plays this game for keeps, I think. uh, you know what? That don't really look like an Easter egg. I may be wrong. Maybe one. That's light colored. Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna get some. Here's what we got tonight. Looks like this one busted on the bottom. I'll have to get rid of it. There's my eggs tonight. There they are. Actually, maybe one day at a time got it because it looks like it's just one. I thought this was an Easter egg, but it looks kind of brownish. All right, I guess I looked at it wrong. So this is an Easter egg. Hmm. Anyway, so what we got tonight? Hens are laying more now. The hens are laying more. They're pretty active. The chewy weather got the big guess. No, I had 8 eggs last night, 7 eggs tonight. It was being like 2 or 3, sometimes one, then maybe 4 the other day. I mean, they'll lay more one day and less the next usually. Although it's 2 Kim Possibles in the house. Hey, Kim, how you doing? Where you at? Let's see. What I missed? Yeah, we're wrapping up here. There she is, 0. I'm doing better than 0 now. We're definitely doing better than 0. Loudy. Check my PayPal. I don't see anything in email. Ding, 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 ding. Log into it. Where's it at? Anyone else getting their seeds planted for May? Oh, I wasn't planting mine yet. Planting, you don't plant here until May. You can get snow here in April. Let's see. Oops. Righty. Yeah, we got some people just joining us. The days are still so short. They are. Until spring equinox comes, the nighttime is longer than the day. When spring equinox gets here on the 20th of March, day and night are equal. And then for 6 months, we'll have more day than night. Nicholas, okay. Good morning, Greg, says Kim Blanchard. I'm going back to sleep now. I think I'm going to follow you here in a minute. So, well, it's going to take me a couple hours. It's 2:20 in the morning. I got to get going. I got a meeting in the morning. And I have a few things to do before I can crash. Probably be, oh my God, it's not 2 hours. That put me at 4 in the morning. I won't get no sleep tonight at all. Anyway. Yeah, well, this war, I've been trying to put more news coverage out. I may have to drop back and skip a night or two. Guys, it's just, I got so much to do. I'm behind. We'll see. But I did post another video earlier today, and I hope y'all saw that. Talking about, I'll pull it up for you guys. Hang on there a minute. We got another video I did today. Haven't started any yet. I'm expecting cold down spring, plant outside third week of June. Yeah, we don't get planting here until mid-May. At least you got longer daylight at night new days than what I've got. Uh, so this is what y'all need to know. I need to kind of point this out for those that hadn't seen it. Let me do a screen share real quick. Ding, 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 flash. Well, since I'm not in Alabama and the mole log barn burnt down, I took it out of the banner. So this is a kind of a setting sun I get around here. I did this video here because y'all need to know about this. We've talked about the biolabs a lot, like the one found in Reedley and the one found in Las Vegas. Well, now they have found a chemical lab that looks like it. They think it had nerve agent in it. And this was in Irvine, California. Thank you, Colorado. I'm glad you saw it. If y'all not watched this video, you need to watch it. This is one other thing we need to be aware of. So this is my second video today. That's one reason I didn't get a lot of things done. I'm tired and way behind on stuff, but I just had to bring you this information about the chemical lab. That is critical. And tonight, it's like, wow, the sleeper cell stuff, they gave the fatwas, and everybody's talking about sleeper cells, and how could I not bring that out? So it's like, I got to do a video tonight too. So that's why I'm bringing you guys. So now you know about the chemical lab, you know about the sleeper cells. I'm going to stop the share here. So if you're just joining us, I talked about this a little bit earlier. What you really need to know is to be situationally aware and tell this to your kids and loved ones. Don't get on a bus or a train. We got strangers all around you. Pick up a phone and focus in on it. Forget the world's around you. You might not survive that. And that girl from Ukraine who's the President Trump was trying to honor her mom during a State of Union address. What happened to her? Well, she's not the only one. It's happened to several people. So when that attention gets focused in that phone, you got strangers around you. Like that girl, when she sat down, that other guy behind her looked like he was asleep. He was laying up against the window. But he wasn't. I'm very concerned about sleeper cells, praying for us all. Yes, Wendy, we all need to be concerned about that. And sleeper cells and lone wolf actors, because the fatwa just got issued. The fatwa said it's your duty to attack Americans. It's your duty to avenge Ayatollah Khomeini. And so, guys, we've not ever had that come out before until now. So this is why now you need to be taking this seriously. It's already started. We've seen the attacks attempted on our consulate in Pakistan. We've seen what happened in Austin with that shooter. There could be a lot more. Let's just hope and pray there isn't. I mostly worry about our power grid. That's the one thing, because like that Canadian, excuse me, the Israeli general was talking about, saying they would try to destabilize the U.S. Well, just regular little run-of-the-mill attacks don't do that. An attack on the grid would definitely bring us to our knees and have most of us pushing daisies. It would not be a pretty picture. Not any way you shake it. Daddy Satan says so. Uh-oh. What are you talking about, new new? Uh, anyway, guys, I'm just trying to warn you guys to be prepared. Fill up your gas tanks because price of gas is going up. But when you're outside walking around, pay attention to people. Try to size people up. Make sure that somebody doesn't look shady or nefarious. Nefarious. If you're driving by a substation or some critical infrastructure and you see some people doing something strange, call it in. Some good old boys will do more than call it in. Especially if they got some Bama blood in their veins. Yeah, and I'm afflicted with some of that Bama blood, right? I was one of the chosen few to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy's son. I know who I am. Hank Williams Jr. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. Heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. I don't want to go. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. Yeah, just send me to hell or New York City. It'd all be the same to me. Anyway, yeah, I like some Hank Williams Jr. My friend is saying this about Tomahawk production. Well, he's wrong. Our production rate's 1,000 per year right now. Hmm, I could look that up. I don't know about 1,000 a year, but definitely not for the SM2 and SM3 interceptors. The Tomahawk's not an interceptor, by the way. It's the interceptors we're most worried about. So you can ask AI, but you might get close, but that don't mean you're going to get right answer from it. Because a lot of this is classified. But let's ask you, what is the UCD? Now, tomahawks are something we've used a lot of, and we fire a lot of them. Hmm. Let me share this. We'll just go through this together. Hang on, share. Ding, 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 ding. As of early 2026, production rate for Tomahawk cruise missiles is in the middle of a massive expansion. Historically, the production hovered around 60 to 100 missiles per year. As of February 2026, Department of Defense referred to recent records. That's what they're saying. Current rate is 150 to 200 missiles per year. Surge goal is to get up to 800 missiles per year. Long-term goal, 1,000. So they're shooting for 1,000, but this claims are not there yet. All right, so let's just ask the same question for AGM-158. So that's one of our popular cruise missiles. Question mark. JASM. Let me talk about the JASM many times. Made in Troy, Alabama. Colonel Cole used to work in this plant. He's told me some things about it, but to some of it he can't talk about because a lot of it's classified. Oh, so we make quite a few of these. 720 a year. but they got it target. They're trying to expand this. They're trying to expand it. Trying to expand the plant production. They want to get it up to 1,100 missiles per year mid near term. So they probably want to get beyond that. Troy, Alabama. 720 a year. Well, they make more of these than they make the tomahawks, and these are amazing weapons. You know, they got the long range standoff versions. So this is what you can put in the uh, Rapid Dragon, where you put a bunch of them in a pallet and just chunk the pallet out of the back of a C-130 with the parachute, and then they all shoot out of that pallet. That's amazing. So, all right, let's change this to SM2. Oh, all right. Actually, want to ask SM3s and SM6s. SM2s, this is your naval interceptor missiles. Oh, gave us two choices. I don't want that. Whatever's the shortest. Give me some numbers. Most of this work has been centralized to Redstone Arsenal and Tucson, Arizona. See, I used to work on Redstone Arsenal. About that. Various blocks of the SM2. Talking about 500 a year for S. Oh, that's SM6. That's what they want to scale it up to. They're not producing that right now. That would be good if we could make 500 a year, but that ain't what I asked for. Uh, yeah, the SM2 is a workhorse. I don't know. I'm just going to ask it different. I'm not even going to pick. I'm just going to ask a different question. I don't like you giving it to me that way. Don't like either choice they gave me. SM3. This is the capable one. Major correction. So they're trying to boost how many they made. SM3s. This is your long range interceptor missile for the Navy. They're making 40 to 50 a year. We've used a heck out of those. Current plan is to accelerate them 6 to 7 missiles per month, or 6 to 10. So they want to basically double the production rate for the next goal. Then they'll try to get beyond that. Huh. Well, there you go. Not nearly enough. Now, the SM2 is a little short one, short range one. SM3 is the one that really reaches out there and gets the missiles. Oh, we got Cowboy Roy in the house. Wow, what are you up so early for, Cowboy Roy? Don't you have a truck to drive tomorrow? Just waking up. Uh-oh. I'm gonna stop the share. All right, guys. We're about to call it a night. We've been up a lot later than I meant to be. A lot later than I meant to be. Drops is in the house. Good to see you, Drops. All right, folks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little stretched out here, folks. I pushed it up a little too late. So much for supporting a constitutional public when your freedom of info. Now, who's suppressing your freedom of info on here? YouTube suppresses what I can say, but my guidelines to you guys is that you don't cuss, don't use foul adult language, and be respectful. But your opinion can differ from mine. I totally allow it. There's channels that don't allow that. There's channels that will ban you from their channel if you say anything that disagrees with the host. I don't do that. So, Vincent Veritas, what's your issue? Spit it out. Talk. So much for supporting the Constitution, but when your freedom of info and opinions is oppressed here. You talk about within this channel? You shouldn't be. If you are, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm the president of Freedom Restoration Foundation, as Cowboy Roy would tell you in a heartbeat. He's the vice president. Oh, you're holding your tongue now. Okay. Speaking forever, hold your peace. Don't come in here and make accusations like that on my channel and then not say anything. Yeah, there are community guidelines you can't breach. And like I said, there's certain things I can't say because AOL will shut me down. Poof, just like that. They shut channels down. There are certain things you cannot say at all on YouTube. AOL will end your channel faster than you can snap your fingers. And a lot of that's things that people think I should be talking about and saying. And I get criticized sometimes for that, not doing it. But it's like, what do you want me to lose you know, stop bringing you information at all? I try to bring you information. I try to read a lot of stuff between the lines. I do get out on thin ice a lot on this channel, but I'm also heavily suppressed for it. Because the content I bring you, I give you breaking information. I am, you know, I work aerospace, rockets, missiles, defense stuff. I'm a rocket scientist. I've got inside information on a lot of stuff, had it for years. I'm a member of two power grid defense organizations. I've chaired two power grid defense conferences. I've chaired space conferences, international space conferences. I've been on C-SPAN. I run the halls of Congress. I design systems, hardware, software, built my own rocket, started my own space program with the Halo program. I bring information, a lot of times breaking information. I got stuff I've designed, like my universal habitat that I brought here. I come up with things like the Freedom Restoration Foundation. We try to get Survival Tribe Network going. I've always tried to bring solutions. I do more than just yapping like a lot of other YouTubers. And a lot of them don't know what they're talking about. Oh, they act like they do, but they don't. I'll bring you good data. I don't have a lot of bells and whistles. I have other jobs, so I don't have all day long, every day to generate YouTube videos like some people. I don't have a staff like some of these people have. I do occasionally hire some help. But, all that said, my channel should have 1 million subscribers given the kind of experience what I bring here. But what have I got? I struggle. When this channel was 2 years old, I was making some money on here. Not a lot, but making some money. I make a tenth of that now with way more subscribers. A tenth of what I made years ago. A tenth. I mean, if I had to live off YouTube, I would consider Walmart greeters to be rich people. It's like that. And I really kept this going because I thought maybe this would help me in my retirement. I don't think that anymore. I think this probably distracts from me being able to support myself in my retirement, to be honest, because there's very little made from YouTube, at least for my channel. I know some channels that are doing very well, and I've tried to follow their advice, but YouTube does not like me. They do not give people notifications. They unsubscribe regulars on this channel all the time. So, all right. So that individual must have been a troll because they sure haven't come back and said nothing else. What is it with Vincent Veritas? Come in here and make some accusation, and I put you to the test, and you're not even going to talk? I suppose you're a troll. Yeah, there's the website for the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Now, guys, if you click on it, it says it's not secure. It's because I hadn't paid them $200. That's all it is for their so-called whatever. There's nothing wrong with the site. Go down to advance and click on it and get in. It's a volunteer organization. We don't have a treasury. Everything there, including that site being up, comes out of my pocket. I bring a lot of things to you guys. A lot of I pay for it out of my pocket. I spent more money to buy a camera and a microphone that was supposed to make my channel more popular and keep people unsubscribing and build my followers than I'll make on this channel all year long. Seriously. So I'm losing money on YouTube. And, I do things like the Freedom Restoration website, I pay for all that. And I put it up. And now I think I've got a person to be a website moderator for me. I got to bring her in. Lefty channels can do, yeah, they can do and say anything they want to. That is absolutely true. You can go on and say stuff that's heinous on there, and YouTube likes it. They will promote it. You'll go boom, you'll get a lot of subscribers, probably make a lot of money. But see, I do two things. I do a few things they don't like. One, they don't like conservative channels. If you talk against China, oh, they really stomp on your heart. But see, on top of that, I'm an activist. You see, I tell you how to do things. I come up with the Freedom Restoration Foundation. Oh, that just, I'm surprised. They just hadn't written into the rules. They'd probably like to wipe me out instantly. They stomp on this channel really hard. I hear other channels talk about getting stomped on. I look at them and says, wow, you don't even know what it's like to be stomped on, including like Chris Chappell over on his China Uncensored. I love him. He's got a great channel. He chops about it all the time. He don't even know what it's like to be suppressed. I get suppressed a lot harder than he does. Yeah, he must have been a troll, Colorado Jan, as there are trolls. They'll come in and say negative junk. Sometimes they post negative comments in the comment section after post a video. They'll be the ones that give us thumbs down, you know. And who knows, it may even be coming from YouTube. But, it could be some of the sleeper cell people might be coming in there. Oh, this is a channel talking about our topic. They're talking about us tonight. Could be somebody from China. Oh yeah, I'm surprised we're getting more trolls. More there was a while a lot of people come in trying to be trolls, but you mods shut them down so fast they just quit coming here. They still bug a lot of other channels, but I got some of the best mods around, but you guys shut them down. I get it, Greg. Every time I get close to my watch hours, they take them and shadow ban me. I don't doubt it. They don't like conservatives. They do not like conservatives. Yeah, if you're a liberal channel, you can say heinous things. You can talk about taking out the president of the United States, stuff that's actually illegal to say, and they'll promote the heck out of you. You know, this platform that I'm on is hardcore liberal, wide open woke. So that's it. Could definitely be sleeper cells. Could be. It was just a video about sleeper cells. So if they're out there and they see this, yeah, they'll jump in. Oh my gosh, look at this video. We got to go in and throw some chaff at this guy. Anyway, but I got the best mods in the world, so I know you guys will knock them out.